What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. We've got a big time series coming up for our baseball team, which is very exciting. SEC baseball is one of the things I was looking the most forward to whenever we join this conference. So I am really, really pumped for this series. Looks like we've got a good team coming in, and we've got an opportunity to win some games here, win a series, and continue on that path. So I am very, very, very excited about that. I'm excited to see what the atmosphere is like because I've heard really crazy things about the SEC baseball atmosphere, and I love baseball, so I am pumped to watch this series, see what the South Carolina uh, atmosphere is like, and it is really good. We've got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We've got games Friday at 7, Saturday at 4, and Sunday at 1:30. We were at South Carolina. South Carolina, a little bit about the team is they are 15-3 on the year. They were swept by 10 Clemson, 10 now. I think they were 13 at the time. And they really have like no notable wins. They've taken care of business against everyone else, which is about as good as you could do. It would be different maybe if they had gotten a win or, won the series against Clemson, but 15-3 still solid on the road. That's going to be tough. And then they're not ranked nationally, but in the RPI, they are ranked 23, which is kind of like an advanced metric ranking system. So definitely not a team that we can take it easy against. They do seem solid, and they do take care of business. They never really bad loss that doesn't look good on the resume. I think what's going to decide this series is the starting pitching matchup, and I do think that this kind of does lend itself to the Sooners. The opening pitcher, what I think is going to happen, we got Kyson Witherspoon and Matthew Becker. Witherspoon is 4-0 in 4 appearances, so in 4 starts, which is pretty cool that he has won every single game that he has started. He's pitched deep enough. The team has gotten ahead, and he just dominates the game. And he's had 2 straight games with 0 earned runs, and that's why he's got like a 1.17, maybe 1.71 ERA, which is very, very impressive. And opposing him, I'm expecting to be Matthew Becker. He's the lefty for South Carolina. 5.19 ERA, 2-1 in 5 appearances. So definitely the score can get away from him a little bit. And if our bats can get going, that can be something we do take advantage of. The Saturday matchup, I'm expecting Cameron Johnson for us, 3.93 ERA, 2-0 in 4 appearances. He is very consistent in that he gives up 2 earned runs every single game that he pitches. So that's 4 games, 2 earned runs. And if you're only giving up 2 earned runs, that puts your team in a pretty decent chance to win the game. So if he can continue that, maybe even less than that, that's pretty good. And then you got Jake McCoy, lefty, for the Gamecocks at 4.74 ERA and 1-1 in 4 appearances. So a little higher ERA, a little more than what you want, but definitely, someone you got to look out for. I think, again, this is another matchup that we can win, that we can take advantage of. And then you've got the possible rubber match, Malachi Witherspoon, 4 ERA, 2-0 in 4 appearances. The thing about him is his max inning pitch is 5. So he doesn't really get super deep into games. It would be very helpful if he can get going, throw deep into a game, help our bullpen out, especially in the last game of the series. And then you've got for them Dylan Eskew, righty, looks to be their best pitcher with a best starter with a 1.69 ERA. He's 0-1 in 4 appearances. Also doesn't seem to get super deep into games, so it may be a battle of who can give their team that extra boost. But that may be one that maybe tends to lean towards South Carolina. But I think Witherspoon is a solid pitcher. So we'll see. I think it really will be who can get deeper into that game. And then which bullpen can come through. Both teams look to have solid bullpens. You look at the ERA for the guys that pitch the most, and a lot of sub-2 guys, which is very, very impressive. And so that's why I think, number one key to this matchup is scoring early. Capitalize on the starting pitching that doesn't look to be the greatest in the world. They don't give up a whole lot of home runs, but that's kind of okay. Sooners rely on small ball. They can hit it. We'll talk about that in a second. But I think this is a matchup, especially against the starting pitchers, that the Sooners can take advantage of. When you look at the lineups, Oklahoma has 5 starters with over a 300 batting average and 7 starters with over an 800 OPS, which is like that good, solid range, and that's very impressive. South Carolina has 3 starters in the over 300 and 4 over 800. Now, there is one guy for them that I'm looking up that keeps up, and that's Jace Woida, and he has really great stats. But he's played 14 games, but he's only started 8, so I don't necessarily know what's going on there. Like, I don't know if he only hits one side pitching or whatever, but he is a guy that is very dangerous. I think he's got like 3 home runs. Definitely a dangerous guy. And another one for them, what looks to be their best hitter, Ethan Petrie, with 5 home runs. Really, really solid OPS and average. So that's definitely going to be 2 people that we've got to look out for. And they've got a couple other solid guys. For us, I think a key is I'd like to see us hit a long ball. That's another key. I want to see home runs. South Carolina doesn't seem to give up a lot of home runs, and we're kind of known over the past couple years as a small ball team. I would like to see us be able to knock it out of the yard, especially against a good team. It just alleviates so much pressure, and you don't have to work so hard to score. So our 2 home run guys this year have been Easton Carmichael with 5 and Jackson Willits with 4. It would be amazing if they could just continue to get going. Also, interesting about them, both of them under 300. Carmichael is really close. So if they could both get going to a more efficient capacity, man, that is just 2 more bats that are already super, super dangerous, that can hit the long ball, that score, and with solid averages still. But if they could hit that other level, we're looking at 8 guys that are just smashing the ball. So I'm hoping to see that. That would be very, very exciting. And then the last key, I think this may be the most important, but it's also pretty basic, and that's win game 1. Everyone has a 1 game at a time mentality. I think winning game 1 is huge. Oklahoma hasn't put its best foot forward all the time with the new SEC conference in football and basketball. Other sports have, and especially you have a chance on the road to make a statement. If you can win this series or even get a sweep, man, that is a great start to the conference schedule, especially with what looks to be a brutal conference. However good the SEC is in football and in basketball, it looks like they are that much more dominant in baseball. So any sort of win helps. This is a series that I think we can win. Man, if we could get a sweep, that'd be huge too. But starting 1-0, especially with this pitching matchup that I think is really heavily favored towards the Sooners, would be a huge deal. But it's at 7 o'clock tonight. That's Central Time. And yeah, I'm very excited for this. Very excited for the baseball season to get underway, conference season to get underway. And I'll also be making a video breaking down the softball softball series against Arkansas, number 15 Arkansas. That'll be coming out a little bit later because we have a doubleheader tomorrow, so no game tonight. And I'll be excited to break this down. Depending on how games go, maybe if they're exciting or whatever, anything notable, I may give it a reaction, may not, but I will be reacting to the series as a whole. I'll also be reacting to where we're seated in basketball. So more videos are coming out soon. So stay tuned, and yeah, let's get this series win. 1-0. Let's do it.